people, and welcome back to part 19 of the Cities Skylines build guide. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today I am hoping to kind of work on this bland area we have right next to our planned industrial estate. So this is going to be our cargo port. This is where all ships and freight moved by water will enter and exit the city. On this kind of bank in here, and I tried to record this yesterday. Now unfortunately I wasn't really feeling it. That was just kind of the way it turned out. Like, what I built wasn't overly great. I was just kind of a bit meh about the whole situation. So I binned it off and deleted it. And also the time lapse as well before was working on some areas over here, getting myself some more housing, and then also upgrading our farm as well, which is producing too many goods at the moment, but rather too many than too little in my opinion. So today's what we want to do is rework the highway so people can enter and exit the cargo hub. So yesterday I tried to bring a bridge off of here. We've got some weird graphical stuff going on over there. Is that okay, it's the... Oh, there we go. Okay, that's weird. Don't know what was causing that. So I tried a couple different ways. I tried a bridge over here and an entrance and exit here and a bridge coming off there, and it was just a mess. It looked like crap. I thought, no, I'm not happy with this. So I've been thinking about this all day, and I think I've decided what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the game because I am about to break the highway connections in and out of Biguzia. Probably to about there, I would imagine, maybe a little bit further back. I'm going to do a little bit of terraforming. So I'm going to make... I suppose in England, at least to my knowledge, this might be totally wrong, someone feel free to let me know. We call this a sling interchange. I am not having a good time here. I'm just going to kind of make a couple of bumps here, and we're going to smoothen this off eventually. So probably to about, that should be okay. And let's just kind of plan where I want this to come back out. Let's bring this guy down a little bit. Go there. And then just about that. Okay. So I just want to soften these lumps that I've just made so they're not as severe. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and grab our 2-lane highway. And this is the one coming off in the same direction. I'm going to bring this off to probably about there. And then I'm going to come freeform here. I'm going to bring this right alongside this hill, just like that. And then alongside here. And then eventually connecting back up to the highway. That's just going to switch into a little 2-lane road like that. I think that's going to be pretty tasty. And then with these main roads right here, I actually want these to come up this hill banking a little bit, just like that. And then let's go ahead and bring this side out so we are at level pegging as much as possible. Let's create a bit of a banking, and then let's bring him up as well. Let's have our snapping tool on. So we're as close as possible. Let's remember to keep switching the directions as we go. Okay. So now I want to bring my tool over here and make sure this is the same height. Again, we'll make this a little bit wider. So right now this looks super weird, but we'll terraform and decorate the landscape so it's all kind of natural looking. Okay, sorry about that cut, guys. I had to answer a phone call. We're back here. So, I want to bring this guy off on a little bridge if possible. Let's bring that elevation step down. probably say to around there. Let's get a nice big curve on as we come to about here. There we go. And then again, he will start to just descend back down using this little mound that we have created. Something like that. And then I want to do the same again with this side. So again, let's go straight up until a point about here. I'm pretty sure that's the same height. There we go, that's about right. And then again, up to there. We'll bring him down. That's a little bit off center. You can just take a little bit of playing to bring these guys back down to the same level. And then straight out again like that. So that's going to give us access into the cargo hub both ways. All we've got to do is go ahead and switch these guys up like that. And that's pretty fancy. And then let's bring them out just about here, so we've got a little bit of room to play with some interchange on and off ramps here. And we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, let's go back to our 2-lane highway right now and just kind of connect up this side as well. So about there, it's pretty much level, isn't it? Looks like it to me. I'm wondering, probably here is the best place to swing under this bridge, and then we can connect them up like that. Okay. I need to delete these 2 roads here for right now, although they will be connecting again eventually. Okay. I'm actually thinking maybe let's make this guy actually connect up to the road like that, and then this guy too. Just make those curves a little bit smoother. There we go, that looks a little nicer, doesn't it? Okay, so kind of a little tip when you're building your new highway interchanges is just to kind of keep playing with the design until you find something that you're happy with. And obviously just keep trying to make sure that you're actually get another lane in here. See if I can shift this down a little. Yeah, so obviously you need to make sure that all the lanes you make are connected with one another. But you'll soon get the hang of it when you start playing with them. So it can also be helpful to have a map saved to your PC that isn't the kind of your main city. Okay, so after playing with this for a little bit, I just think my bridges here are a little too tall, because I could go taller with the bridges over, but you know, that's just going to look a little bit too ridiculous. How's that looking? That's still the same height, isn't it? Okay. There we go. That should work nicely. Up to a point anyway. Let's bring him into here. There we go. I'll actually keep these as 2 lanes. I do actually quite like the look of that. Okay. Sorry if I'm relatively quiet while I'm doing this. It is just kind of slowly figuring out in my mind how I want this to look. This bit's a little bit funky. Let's see if we can rework this. There we go. That's a little better, isn't it? Okay, so we've got a nice little split there now. I think I will keep them 2-lane. I do like the kind of diversity in the split. I don't mind that. Okay, let's go back to working on our little road here. And kind of get this guy in place as well. There we go, that's what I'm after. Got a decent clearance underneath. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And I'll start to come down. Just slowly descending. Get nice, big, smooth curves. And then we can connect up just like that. Okay, so kind of analysing what we've got here. Let's bring this guy up to here. And then we can tweak this a little bit as well. So people can still head in and out of the map. And again, they have connections here now. And then over here. And then people leaving the cargo hub also have a way out that way. And then they also have a way out there as well. So that's going to be really nice for keeping everyone flowing. Let's hit play and see how that progresses. Let's get a nice little bird's eye view. Very nice. Okay, let's do a touch of decorating on this new interchange. Let's go ahead and grab. So obviously these things require a substantial amount of room to do, as you can imagine, or as you've just seen. Let's just plop some kind of wooded areas around, and maybe a couple of bigger rocks as well. Here we go. And maybe a little bit of overgrowth alongside these little lumps that are propping up this new highway. Along like this. Okay. Then maybe let's have some specially located trees right through the middle. Okay. That'll do for right now. Let's just try and keep it simple. And everyone is happy and flowing. So there you go. If you guys want to copy that design, you can go ahead and pause the video right now and copy it. So like I was saying, in England, we call this a sling interchange. As far as I'm aware, my knowledge of the highway code isn't too amazing. But this is an interchange that I have used before. It's actually, if you guys want to go ahead and check it out on Google Maps, it's how the M62 connects to the M6 on the road from Preston to Manchester. And from my very limited and hasty research, this is called a sling, where people would sling off the main route and off onto another one. So it slings the cars in various directions. Maybe that's wrong. Let me know in the comments. I would be interested to know. So let's carry on with this bit here. I'm going to bring this guy around out by 5 and then connect him up. And just like that. Let's change these directions. There we go. Okay, so we've got a lot of room here. So what I wanted to kind of do with this place was have some kind of, obviously, a cargo port where cargo leaves and enters the city. Reputation acclaimed. Wonderful. Okay. But also some kind of high-rise office stuff. Because I've decided that I might as well go ahead and buy the town now, actually. Our downtown area is going to sit within here, alongside these two coastlines on the riverbanking that we have. So we now need to start thinking about transitioning into a higher density, much more downtown kind of feel. So we'll have to begin working on that at some point. So I think I'm going to introduce this area with a roundabout. Probably there. And then we'll grab our in each direction. Up to there. And then again, come on. Let's go ahead and draw in some lines here across the roundabout. And then let's grab our road. There we go. So I don't think I've explained this before actually. When you draw the plus sign in the middle of a roundabout, it will stop your roundabout from warping. If you're playing with Move It mod, then that doesn't matter because you'll be able to just move it back yourself if your roundabouts break and warp out of shape. But the plus through the middle for people without Move It, that will just keep your city looking symmetrical as possible. Okay, let's go ahead and upgrade these roundabouts. Actually, I think I'm going to have these as high-speed roads, just like that. And then these roads coming off of here are going to be relatively fancy. Let's have this guy coming down here. This guy will be the 4-lane one. And then we'll begin to plan out a little bit of a one-way network for our cargo hubs to utilize. And then I think this guy, I don't know. Let's maybe make a little one-way route here. I think we'll keep it single route actually. Have him come up like this. So I'm just going to kind of play with some ideas and shapes now of what we can have around. I do want to build a little bit of a, what would you call it? Suppose like a business park that would accompany the cargo hub, where kind of all the admin is handled. Let's kind of bring this guy up to the point on the highway. And then we can just have some simple roads and squares that come off in this direction. It's 500. Let's come out by that distance again. Okay, so that's going to give us something to work with. Let's consider how our one-way network is going to function here. Okay, so let's go ahead and place in our cargo ports. So coming into public transport, if we come across to ships, we now have the option for cargo harbour. There is also a cargo hub, which we will unlock at the next milestone and most likely switch out for the cargo ports. But we will do that when we unlock it. And also for right now, the only real difference between them is the fact that the cargo hub comes with a train line. The cargo ports do not. Okay. Let's kind of bring these guys in on a curve, I think. There we go. And then straight across here. And then again, these guys will need to gently curve away up here. There, that's going to give us a nice little circle. And then about into the middle here. Let's draw a bit of a road out so we know where the middle is. And then up to here again. And then to connect back there. I actually think we'll connect it a little bit further down the road, just so not everyone is kind of converging on this one single point. We'll have it just like that. Of course, these guys are going to whinge about power. Let's supply them in, just with a temporary line right now, until we get something more permanent sorted. Okay. So let's have a look at high-rises. So if we have a look at our zoning and we come across to office specializations, within the Green Cities DLC there was a specialization called IT cluster to function within your area specializations. So this requires 50% less workers, consumes 30% more electricity and generates 30% more tax revenue. So it's going to be good in the long run. And obviously we have no other office area. Oh, actually we do have some here actually. So I want to go ahead actually, so what we'll do, we'll actually make this its own zone. This office part right here, let's go ahead and delete up to here. And then paint in a new one. Up to about there. Okay. And then I'm going to click it. Concord Hills. Again, your suggestions down in the comments for what this should be called. Now I do want to leave this. I want to drop in some assets first. I'm going to go for a plaza with trees on one corner. Maybe on both corners actually. And then possibly that plaza there. Let's go ahead and draw in our office buildings. We'll have some on the corners here. We're going to see these come in now. These things are big, and it is what we will be building our downtown mostly out of this stuff. Okay, I want some paths through here as well. There we go. And then one there as well. And down here. So here you go. These things are fairly enormous. But this, of course these guys are going to need power, aren't they? Where is the best place to bring these guys in? Probably here for right now, I imagine. Let's bring them straight over and hook them up to there. So I kind of want this to be functioning as a trade centre. You know, small collection of really high-rise offices, and this is going to be a nice little transition as we begin our downtown area. That's going to flow along this coastline and fill up all this area here and further down there. Get some nice big central parks in here. That's going to be a really fun project. I think by far my most favourite part of Cities Skylines, of starting any city, is building the downtown. It's always so much fun. Okay, so let's do a little bit of traffic management here. We don't need any traffic lights at this junction, and I also don't want any people turning right here either. This is all one way, This is a one-way system. Just thinking what we could possibly do with the middle. Let's have a look at our unique buildings. Modern Art Museum wouldn't really fit in here, I don't think. Some of the modder pack stuff could be quite good. An electric car factory would definitely fit in here. Some of this stuff I want to save for our nuclear power plant district. Let's do a little bit of warehouse decorating. I think that'll be especially right opposite the cargo ports. So when you're building your cargo ports, they always have to have direct access to your highway. You don't want them having to pass through a load of highly built up dense areas. It is not going to be good news for your Sims. They're going to take a long time to get anywhere. So I think I do want a touch of commercial in and around here. We'll have one there. And then let's build a little custom made park out front here. Can we connect these guys up? Yes, we can. Let's go ahead and spot in some trees. And then we'll probably finish off this episode with a bit of roundabout decoration as well, I imagine. Let's have some little bits in here. And maybe a couple of these trees that we haven't used yet. There we go. So these shops are just going to kind of service as, you know, a place for all these office workers to come and sit. We've got a really nice theme starting to develop now. You see how it's already a lot denser. There's roads crossing roads. It's a much different feel to anything else that we have built within the city so far. It's all very exciting. Okay, yeah, I was going to do this, wasn't I, before we finished up. Warehouse decorating. So warehouses are really impressive looking buildings. I do like them a lot. So I think if we can grab one. Here we go, okay. Let's tell him to store plastics maybe. Maybe we can get him to store some plastics in here. So already we're getting this really kind of built up dense feel right around here. And I do want to have some pathways in here. Let's see where we built that. There we go. Just kind of makes that a little bit more stand out a little bit more, I think. Okay, let's have a look how traffic is handling the new interchange. Absolutely perfectly. Which is what we want to see. Wonderful indeed. I'm not sure that I like these roads here. Let's go ahead and make these without the sound barriers. Sound barriers are really only necessary for residential areas. Okay, let's go ahead and decorate this little number. Let's go for pretty much all the way. I'm just going to come around the edge of a roundabout. That bit got a little bit messy. Okay. And then I think I'll have some trees around the edge here as well. And then some smaller ones in the middle. And then one little pink one like that. And maybe a couple of rocks. That's just going to give a little bit more importance to what is otherwise just another boring roundabout in the city. Yeah, doesn't look too bad at all, I don't think. And that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a little bit of a quiet one while I've been focusing on building this new interchange, but hopefully you guys get some use out of it. If you enjoyed the video, a like below is very much appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. We'll leave you with the outro tag. Enjoy it. Let me know your feedback on this area and what else you think we should do. There's still a lot more to do here. And we'll be starting the downtown fairly soon. Next episode will be a city tour, episode 20. And then we'll resume with our larger projects. But as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. And enjoy the rest of your day.